Bienvenidos a todos a Pasión Española, the YouTube channel where you will find your passion for Spanish. Hola y bienvenidos al tercer episodio de Pasión Española. Today we're going to do 2 more texts in Spanish, and we're going to do some more reading and some more multiple choice questions. This is going to be the last time we're going to be doing this sort of thing because we need to move on to other type of questions. Before we start, I would like to give you some advice very quickly. Obviously, we have seen 4 texts so far if you have been watching the videos in order, and I would like to make the distinction between approaching these sort of activities as if you were taking the exam or if you are practicing at home. In the exam, your main priority is to find out the right answers to the questions and to move on very quickly. You don't have to spend much time reading the whole text or understanding the whole text for that matter. That's not your main objective. It would be great if you could understand everything, but that's not the main point. As long as you get to the right answers, your final result is not going to be any different. However, these texts are a little bit longer than usual, and great care has been put into writing them. So you have access to texts that are not that different to the real thing. They are very close to the real Spanish that Spanish-speaking people use all the time. So I would encourage you to spend time with each one of the texts. Try to translate the whole thing. Try to identify all the key features, all the key vocab. What are the main verbs? What are the tenses? Why do you think those tenses have been used in that way? All those kind of things are going to help you with your Spanish. So just remember that the texts are there written for you, for your benefit. We're going to start with a new topic, which is neighborhood and town. I'm going to read it first. Córdoba en mayo. Mayo es el mejor mes para visitar la ciudad de Córdoba. Para muchos cordobeses es sin duda su mes preferido. Se diría que este mes está en el calendario para disfrutar de una de las más bellas e históricas capitales españolas. Es imposible encontrar un fin de semana en el mayo cordobés sin actividades de ocio. Los turistas pueden visitar los patios decorados, las plazas, las tabernas y los bonitos monumentos. Las estrechas calles de su casco antiguo son a menudo tranquilas, pintorescas y bastante misteriosas. En la ciudad hay muchos barrios como Cañero, Ciudad Jardín, La Magdalena o La Judería, muchos de ellos de gran encanto. En el pasado no había mucho para los jóvenes, pero ahora hay concurridas y modernas avenidas con tiendas. La ciudad milenaria de Córdoba, cuna de grandes filósofos como Séneca o Maimónides, en mayo se viste de flores, música de todo tipo, sobre todo flamenco, fiesta, vino fino y una agradable temperatura de algo más de 25 grados, aunque es mejor evitar los meses de verano por el excesivo calor. La feria es también un gran atractivo turístico que atrae a mucha gente. Okay. Now we have 3 questions that are on the right hand side of your screen, and I would recommend that you pause the video now, you reread the text, and you answer the question. So pause the video now. Question number 1 says, according to the text, what is very difficult in May in Córdoba? The right answer is C. Run out of leisure activities at weekends. The evidence can be found on this line here. Es imposible encontrar un fin de semana en el Mayo cordobés sin actividades de ocio. Es imposible, it is impossible. And then we find the verb in the infinitive, encontrar, to find. What is it that is impossible to find? Un fin de semana, a weekend, sin, that is probably the key word there, without actividades de ocio, leisure activities. Question number 2, why is Córdoba now a good place for young people? The right answer is C again. It has popular busy areas for shopping. And here we have the evidence. En el pasado no había mucho para los jóvenes. In the past there wasn't very much for young people. Pero ahora, pero, whenever we find the words like pero or sin embargo, but or however, the second part of the sentence is going to contradict the first part of the sentence. So, in the past there wasn't very much for young people, but now there are avenues with shops, and we use two different adjectives here, feminine plural, concurridas, busy, y modernas, modern. So it has popular busy areas for shopping. Finally, question number 3. Why should visitors avoid going in July and August? The right answer is A. It's too hot. Generally, the text talks about Córdoba having a very nice, mild temperature of around 25 degrees in the month of May. But we're not talking in the month of May. The question is asking about the months of July and August. In other words, in the summer. And here we have, this part of the text says, es mejor evitar, it is better to avoid, evitar, another verb in the infinitive, the summer months because the heat is excessive, it's too hot. Now we're going to move on to the second text, which is relationships with family. I'm going to read the text first. Me llamo Daniel y esta es mi familia. Vivimos en un pueblo muy tranquilo a las afueras de Jaén, rodeado de olivares. Tengo una hermana, Elena, y mis padres que se llaman José y María Pilar. Mi abuela Pepa también vive en casa desde que enviudara hace 3 años. Ella tiene ya 86 años, pero es muy agradable y simpática. Nos llevamos muy bien y se porta muy bien conmigo, la verdad. Yo voy al instituto del pueblo y curso bachillerato. En el futuro me gustaría ser mecánico de motos. Mi hermana ya no vive con nosotros, ya que está estudiando medicina en la universidad en Barcelona. Mi padre es geólogo y trabaja en una oficina estudiando rocas, minerales y fósiles. Por otro lado, mi madre es farmacéutica y tiene su farmacia en la calle principal del pueblo. Nos llevamos muy bien entre nosotros y nunca tenemos demasiadas peleas o discusiones, pero, claro, estas a veces son inevitables. Por lo general discutimos sobre el fútbol y mi abuela, a la que no le gustan demasiado los deportes, es la que suele poner paz entre nosotros si la cosa pasa a mayores. Okay, so there are 3 multiple choice questions. I'm going to give you 2 minutes, so I recommend that you pause the video now. Question number 1 says, how many people live in Daniel's household, including him? So we have to look for how many people live in the household. Not how many people are in the family, but how many people live in the household. And the right answer is 4. This is the evidence. Mis padres, his parents, live with him, so 2 people. Mi abuela vive en casa, my grandmother lives at home. And there is a sister being mentioned, but the sister does not live with them anymore, okay? Because she lives in Barcelona now. Number 2, Daniel's sister is studying to be A doctor. Mi hermana ya no vive con nosotros, ya que está estudiando medicina en la universidad en Barcelona. My sister no longer lives with us because she's studying medicine at the university in Barcelona. This second question kind of links with the first one. Finally, number 3, do all family members get on well with each other? The right answer is B. Yes, although they argue sometimes about sport. And the evidence is here. Nos llevamos muy bien entre nosotros. We get on really well. Although sometimes we argue about football. Por lo general discutimos sobre el fútbol. Okay, thank you very much for your attention. This was the last episode that we have done on multiple choice on reading. I hope that you join me next episode for some more Pasión española. Hasta luego.